生命禅院开场白
Opening remarks from Lifechanyuan. Deform Buddha. April 8, 2004. Translation edited by Kayer. Welcome to Lifechanyuan Words for the Sages and Celestials. Congratulations on starting a new life course. To begin with, I wish to declare that outside Lifechanyuan, I am Xiefeng, an imperfect and ordinary sage with all 7 emotions and 6 desires, but in Lifechanyuan, I am Deform Buddha, and what I will talk about here is the Tao of the universe and life. Firstly, Lifechanyuan requires that in order to enter, you must have a quiet heart, mind, and soul, because you cannot achieve much or go very far without peace of mind. Fragrances attract butterflies to flowers, and consciousness flows freely when your heart is at peace. No diseases will bother you when your heart and body are clean, and pure hearts will be frequented by celestial beings. It is only by calming down and paying no attention to forms that you can see essences through phenomena. The stream of consciousness of the universe can continuously flow into your own consciousness. Then you can reach the states of interacting with the universe and enter the mind of the greatest creator, Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, PBUH, and Lao Tzu. It is only then that can you learn the mysteries of the universe and the true meaning of life, as well as know the answers of who you are, from where you have come, and to where you are going. There are many books that predict the future of mankind, including the Bible, Buddhist scriptures, the Tao Te Ching, the Quran, prophecies of Nostradamus, Raymond Hermes, Tue Bei Tu, the Pancake Song, Geographic M. Urog, and Mayan mythology. These books are revelations to humankind from the life of higher spaces. The recent predictions of the Martians has very few contradictions to those of Lifechanyuan, except that Chanyuan celestials are not from Mars, but from a different space and time. The real record of human history and our future is still kept under the pyramids and inside the moon. Of course, you would be better off paying no attention to this and not believing those far-fetched explanations and reasonings that some people make for their own purposes. If you want to enter Lifechanyuan, you should not linger on previous knowledge that you acquired through seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling. You should instead learn to communicate with the universe spiritually. If you surrender yourself and melt into the universe, then you will see clearly the nature of Christianity, Buddhism, and other religions, and you will get to know the causes of all major disasters and events happening throughout the world. Let us use the Falun Gong as an example. What was the reason for their appearance and why were they suppressed by the Chinese government? Who are Li Hongzhi and Jiang Zemin? The Chinese government claimed that the Falun Gong is a cult, but the Falun Gong says that Jiang was evil. Who was really evil? It is only by using our spirituality that can we understand what this was all about. Of all the knowledge that humans have accumulated, only a single % is true wisdom, whereas the remaining 99% is rubbish. This is very close to the ratio of the total weight of all precious metals and gemstones on the earth to the weight of the earth itself. Therefore, we should not waste our time on absorbing the knowledge accumulated by humans and feel pleased with ourselves for gathering junk. What we should be doing is developing our brains, because the jewels stored within our brains are of greater value than all the jewels in the world. Lifechanyuan says that the total energy of the universe is 0. The theoretical physicist and cosmologist Stephen Hawking also recognized this in his book, A Brief History of Time. This indicates that scientists are very close to the greatest creator. However, scientists can only get close to the truth without ever truly grasping it. Einstein once tried to establish a unified field theory of the universe. At present, scientists standing at the zenith of discovery are also actively seeking ways to establish one. However, they are still quite far from it. They only recognize the first 4 forces in the universe, but turn a blind eye to the second 4. The structural force, the repulsive force, the conscious force, and the spiritual force. The main reason for this is their lack of understanding of the negative universe. In the future, people who have grasped the truth can only be those who enter Lifechanyuan. People are misled easily by phenomena which consume their time, energy, and intelligence. So to enter Lifechanyuan, one must learn indifference and how to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to the things around them and avoid being misled by phenomena and public opinions which can and will make them lose their direction. When we focus on phenomena, we should only discuss why they appear. What do they mean? Karma and transmigration are not matters of believing or not believing. Rather, they are principles and orders of life. No one can understand the real reasons behind any phenomena until their principles and orders are grasped. Divine punishments, though slow, are always sure, with big meshes, yet letting nothing slip through. If one's disorderly conduct was not punished in a previous life, then they will surely be dealt with in this or another one. You should enter Lifechanyuan in order to pursue a better life, not to follow a path that a predecessor has walked. You must no longer reincarnate into the mortal world. Instead, you must develop towards a higher level of life space, toward the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, or the Elysium world. You must understand and use mental cultivation methods. You must allow your thinking to enter a high-level life space in advance, before the catastrophe comes. Lifechanyuan is a holy place and our spiritual home. I invite all of you to enjoy the real fun of being human and to live happily and freely while still here. To the sages and celestials who have entered Lifechanyuan, all of you are from high-level life spaces. You have been awakened with great wisdom, and you have come to save humanity. May you live up to your mission and use your wisdom and spirituality as a boat to bring all people from the sea of suffering to the shore of heaven. May the greatest Creator be with us. May God and Buddha be with us. May all of you ascend to a high-level life space.
生命禅院是心灵同频共振者们的乐园。
Lifechanyuan is the wonderland for resonant souls. Xiefeng, October 25, 2008. Translation edited by Kayer. By the will of the greatest Creator and the guidance and teachings of Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni and celestial being Lao Tzu, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, ancient and modern sages at home and abroad, and according to the life mode of the 1,000-year world of heaven, Lifechanyuan has been built for harvesting ripe crops, for leaving seeds for next Earth human being, and for introducing the Lifechanyuan era to humankind. The term Chanyuan celestial refers to those angels and celestial beings who have lived in heaven in a previous life but have gotten lost in this world and cannot find their ways home, to those who have made achievements in practicing Buddhism, the way of Jesus Christ, or the way of celestial, and to others who are humble and relatively perfect and are pursuing the life of heaven. Chanyuan celestials are born, not cultivated by short-term education. Xiefeng is looking for Chanyuan celestials, not creating them. So, Lifechanyuan is the wonderland for resonant souls, a family full of harmony, auspiciousness, freedom, and happiness, a paradise for those who stick to Lifechanyuan values, a college to sublimate their quality of life and cultivate supernatural powers, and a transfer station for getting rid of worldly fetters and moving toward the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the Elysium Celestial Islands continent. Lifechanyuan is never a place to argue about the truth, an arena for fighting, a platform to show oneself off, a market to sell personal thought, an arena to present personal magic arts and skills, a Shanghai beach for gaining power, money, fame, or beauty, nor a classroom for showing one's knowledge and ability to teach other Chanyuan celestials and guests their lessons. It is by no means a place where some are drawn in to squeeze others out, that they might extend their own power. There is no room for discussing and debating here, but only for holding fast to Chanyuan values. If you do not agree with Chanyuan values, you should find a place where you can practice your debating skills. We will not let you talk here, not because we are too autocratic, but because you would be swimming against the tide. Disallowing the promotion of rat poison in a food store is not the fault of the store's manager, but that of the wholesaler for choosing to market it in the wrong place. There are only Chanyuan values in Lifechanyuan. No other thoughts should exist here. It is unworkable to publicize your own thoughts in Lifechanyuan because unless they are beyond those of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Lao Tzu, Muhammad, PBUH, Xiefeng, and Chengkuan Celestial, your thoughts are not worthy of our learning. You can say anything about praise, encouragement, reciprocal affection, truth, goodness, beauty, love, honesty, and trust freely. You can move freely and quickly on your thoughts of Chanyuan values. If you have any doubts about life, or time and space, do not be afraid to discuss them if you can. If you are in doubt, ask freely, but do not play with your own cleverness or you will be lifting a rock to drop on your own feet. No matter how many Chanyuan celestials we have, they are all as one person. Take a look at the first celestials in the early stage of Lifechanyuan, alphabetically, Shanghai Celestial, They form celestial asterisk. Foshan celestial. Jiaoer celestial. Penglai celestial. Chengkuan celestial. Taiji celestial. Tianshan celestial. Wanyan celestial. They were as one person. Could we distinguish among them? These people never held discussion meetings, communicated in private, nor made any offensive or defensive alliances or agreements on offensive and defensive activities. They were not bound to each other and acted as they pleased, but what they did, thought, wished, acted, and presented were as a single individual. Over the last few years, some people have fanned the flames and tried to divide and disintegrate them, but what has happened? They just swung their axes onto their own feet. Fortunately, this state has continuously fermented and expanded, followed by more and more Chanyuan celestials joining in. They are also like one person. In alphabetical order, they are Alian celestial, Songlong celestial, Dongfang celestial, Fahai celestial, Fanxing celestial, Huahui celestial. Are just like the formula 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. These people can share difficulties, share weal and woe, live and die together, and always remain as close as any family. Is this not the factor of a great harmonious world? Is this not the dream of mankind? Is this not the result of practicing according to the teachings of Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad PBUH? Is this not the epitome of the 1,000-year world and the 10,000-year world of heaven? Is this not the best human expectation? Of course it is. Are there conflicts among these people? Do they argue? Is there any intrigue? Is there any competition or jealousy? None at all. Some have suggested that Lifechanyuan has come to an end. However, the fact is not that Lifechanyuan has come to an end, but that they have. Some have said that Chanyuan celestials are cheated by Xiefeng. However, the fact is that they have been fooled by their petty tricks and short-sightedness because any Chanyuan celestial is hundreds if not thousands of times wiser than them. In today's internet arena with abundant information, who deceives people publicly? They should consider themselves. Some people try painstakingly to awaken Xiefeng and all the Chanyuan celestials, but they are in fact the ones who are sleeping lethargically, not us. How could they awaken anyone when they are the drowsy ones? They are blind with elusive thoughts and muddled and confused minds, but even if they could, to where would they go next and to where would they take the people who they awakened? Chanyuan celestials do not worship Xiefeng as a god, but respect him as an elder brother, as a close friend to whom one can open their heart and communicate with closely, as a friend who can be awakened in the middle of the night to share a drink, and as a playmate with whom you can flirt and tease and pull his nose and ears for entertainment. While those who are fettered by traditional thinking and shackled by religious doctrines raise Xiefeng to the rank of a god, whom they can attack, this is of their own imagination. They imagine Xiefeng as a god. Then they attack him like Don Quixote attacking the wind as his enemy. This is ridiculous. Worship and respect are not the same. If we take respect as worship, then there will be gods everywhere. It is only your false accusation that Xiefeng's ambition and behavior of initiating Lifechanyuan represents a desire to become some international overlord in order to garner power, money, and sex. Bees never compete with flies for food and cranes never flock with wild ducks. How can a sparrow know the ambition of a swan? How can laïties guess the wishes of super-celestial beings? In short, Lifechanyuan is a home and paradise for resonant souls, and anyone who resonates with Chanyuan values is a member of this home. You can play games, entertain, and travel throughout your lives together with other Chanyuan celestials. If you cannot resonate with Chanyuan values, then please find a place that you will like. Stop indulging yourself and complaining about people in heaven here. Stop moaning about being ill and saying that no one understands you in Lifechanyuan, and stop complaining to others.
生命禅院理念序言
Preface of Lifechanyuan Values. Fanxing Buddha. Translation edited by Kayer. As we know, Chanyuan values were born in Chanyuan. Corpus. In order to understand them, one should read them first, which according to Crane Celestial, is a unique and outstanding book. This description is appropriate, for we all know that nothing happens accidentally. Whether a book or a theoretical system, their birth is never accidental. As people, we are only in direct contact with literal things. Neither the conscious opportunity nor the whole process behind it are things that we can imagine and understand, but there must be sources and provenances behind any literal phenomena. Reading from this angle, the whole text reappears as a lively script in which its characters and events are full of vivid details. It is how archaeologists can recover bits of ancient history through a series of intact excavations. From this perspective, any literal things left in human history are based upon the author's life experiences, the social background at that time, and the uniqueness of his or her consciousness. If you read Chanyuan corpus in this way, it will all come alive and its soul will jump off of each page. With this attitude, you will complete the entire corpus naturally in one setting and find it to be impeccable. It covers a wide range of subjects that are rarely found in human history, and also touches on the depth of cultural context with a background that is unobtainable from any other book that any human culture can match. So, it is no exaggeration to say that Chanyuan corpus reproduces the development of human history vividly and crystallizes human wisdom from antiquity to modernity. Chanyuan corpus starts from the birth of the universe, analyzes deeply several documents of major religious sects in human history, and reproduces the original features of all religious scriptures. It traces the entire history of China from ancient times to the present, from historical legends through thousands of years of human development. From this perspective, you can go back and reinterpret any classics, allusions, myths, and historical legends, as they are all alive now and are closely related to the relevance of our lives today, and understand how the contribution of Chanyuan corpus to mankind is outstanding because it has reached the pinnacle of interpretive wisdom of human history. If we read Chanyuan corpus closely, we will sense that it leads us to know the greatest creator from the origin of the universe to the space of life, from the motions of macroscopic celestial bodies to those of submicroscopic quarks and strings, and from the great unsolved mysteries of history to the smallest things happening around us every day. It uses life's wisdom chapter, an unconventional thinking chapter, to interpret the truth of human history, to analyze natural phenomena, and uses the crystallization of human wisdom to trigger sparks of our wisdom. The chapters of humanity and human life and life interpret the origins of people, the levels, truth, and meanings of life, and so much more. From ancient times to the present, from the macroscopic world down to that of the microscopic, it reveals the evolutionary processes of all human life and points out the current situation of human development and the difficulties that will be encountered in its future development. In the preaching chapter and the universe, time and space chapter, it offers detailed explanations of all phenomena in ways that can be understood easily by common people. It also explains in detail the origin of the universe and, through its description, the birth process of the greatest creator. The universe's development is presented in such a way that we can understand correctly what Tao is. It also reveals the unified field of the universe from the dual perspectives of theology and science, and points out the current positions and drawbacks of science. It also reveals the birth of time and space in the universe and guides us to understand the living conditions of the various lives in 36-dimensional space, points out the beautiful developmental trend for mankind, and finds better living spaces for life. Among them, the non-material world will lead mankind to explore unknown realms and open new chapters to further understand the truth and meaning of life and the greatest creator, and to raise our level of life. The chapters on revelation, self-improvement and self-cultivation, celestial cultivation, the attainment of Buddhahood, and the treasures of classical advice guide us on how to understand the truth of life and improve our levels of life. They lead us to experience step by step the changes from microscopic life to macroscopic life, from natural phenomena to the essential changes of things, and from the elementary to the intermediate and to the advanced with practical approaches. By these means, we can improve our understanding and gradually make our knowledge advance from the quantitative to the qualitative. This is also the process of training us to achieve enlightenment gradually. These methods are fixed, but their applications are flexible, changeable, and differ from person to person, from low to high, and in orderly manners. The civilization chapter is a new chapter opened for humankind because in the future, people will know the greatest creator and solve the problems of the current processes of human development from their roots. In Chenquan Celestial's words, we must know our roots and origins, the greatest creator, the origins of the universe, and the operating mechanisms of things from non-existence to existence, so as to work out the game rules of human life and existence to ensure that all lives can share free, happy, and blessed lives bestowed by the greatest creator. As a result, people will live in harmonious and peaceful times when everyone will know the roots of life as being grateful to the greatest creator and cherishing life. Chanyuan corpus covers too much information to cover completely here. To summarize it, the whole corpus impresses us with its extraordinary integrity and strictness in the many chapters of the book which form a coherent whole. As a theoretical system, it is impeccable. The conscious opportunity and process behind such an amazing manuscript is by no means an accidental turning point because a person's time and energy are limited. It is my view that even if one wanted to study such a vast and broad field, it would be difficult even if they were to devote their whole life to it. Otherwise, this fantastic book would have appeared long ago and we would not have needed to wait until now. We can say that the Chanyuan corpus is a book from heaven which is written in words, but better than that, it seems to tell you everything and nothing at the same time. Whether you understand it or not depends on your nature. So much for that. Let me talk about what Chanyuan values are according to my understanding. They are the most direct channel to your source of life. They show a path of happiness that the greatest creator and various gods and Buddha have conveyed to mankind through Siefeng. They bring our sight closer to the roots of the universe which seem far away from us. They uncover the veil of space, time, and the non-material world. They combine religion with science organically and make great contributions to the scientific establishment of the unification of the universe. They help us to interpret the meaning of life, from its origin to its transmigrations, and from its level to the improvement of its quality. They help us to understand that it is the obligation of every life to maintain. They reveal the universe's true consciousness, structure, and energy, and allow us to break down our barriers of consciousness to recognize and connect with its source directly. They help us to understand that it is the obligation of every life to maintain a stable and harmonious universe, understand the meaning of human life and understand how to improve the quality of our lives and to welcome such opportunities when the universe is about to undergo major adjustments. That is to say that Chanyuan values are the life and human life norms that must be followed by new people, and also show the best ways for us to obtain wisdom because it gathers all the wisdom from throughout human history and continues to carry it forward. Chanyuan values are a treasure chest from which you can take whatever you want. People armed with these values can identify all truth and falsity, leaving demons and ghosts with no places to hide. The values can help to open your eyes to wisdom, Dharma, and Buddha. They are a great melting pot of life. The kind of life quality that you want to obtain depends on your effort and wisdom. Of course, Chanyuan values are also a Pandora's box. Good begets good and evil leads to evil. Chanyuan values seem simple, but they cover many of life's secrets, from solving real-life problems to interpreting life phenomena, from health preservation methods to ways of improving the quality of life and guiding us to improve our understanding in a detailed manner. From understanding the truth of things to interpreting the nature of our lives, its secrets interpret everything organically and combine the material world that we can see, hear, feel, smell, and taste with the non-material world that is beyond conception. They reveal the truth from the manifestation phenomena of life and let us know what the soul and the non-material structure of life are. They also reveal how to know our own spiritual entities, how to connect with other spirits, and how to recognize the relation between us and the spirit of our source, step by step. It seems that Chanyuan values have too much content while also having none at all. What are Chanyuan values? You have to interpret them yourself and use them flexibly. What are Chanyuan values? Do you understand them? Well, I seem to say nothing.
生命禅院这艘航船驶向哪里？
To where does the ship of Lifechanyuan sail? Xiefeng. October 4th, 2007. Translation edited by Kayer. Without specific directions and clear goals, people will inevitably spin around in circles. Life can only reincarnate on the spot. People who want to go everywhere at the same time can only remain put, because we cannot walk to New York, Tokyo, London, and Johannesburg at the same time. Imagine a ship sailing on the vast ocean. What would it be like if it had no direction or destination? Could only drift along and sail aimlessly. Human lives without directions and goals are perplexed ones. A life with neither a direction nor a goal is a lost one, but just having a direction is not enough because there are lots of stops along the same path. If there is no clear destination, then we will also get lost among boundless, endless distractions. Every ship has its own direction and goal. When we board any ship, we must be clear on where our boat is heading. Some ships might be fishing boats that will retrace their routes each time they go out to catch fish. Some might be cruise ships that will take us back to where we began after visiting exotic ports. Some might be pirate ships that will anchor in secret places to rob other ships. Some might be expedition ships that are not clear about their destinations but just want to explore what is out there. Frozen icebergs or raging volcanic islands, they merely explore for exploration's sake. Then, to where does the ship of Lifechanyuan sail? The ship of Lifechanyuan will initiate the Lifechanyuan era and then sail toward the Elysium Celestial Islands continent, making 2 stops along the way, the 1,000-year world and the 10,000-year world. Why does it make these 2 stops on its way to Elysium? Because this is a ship of life and also a ship that will never return. Everyone on this ship must have a place to go, and although the destination of this ship is Celestial Islands continent, not all passengers will be ready for it. The vast majority of lives must depart at the 1,000-year world, fewer at the 10,000-year world, and only a very small number can hope to reach the Celestial Islands continent on their first voyage. Presently, none of those aboard the ship of Lifechanyuan can reach the Celestial Islands continent, and very few can reach the 10,000-year world, but the overwhelming majority will narrowly meet the standards of the 1,000-year world and will be the first to depart from the ship. Of course, this is not the final conclusion because we are still sublimating and making progress. Maybe we can break through the 0 point and make a qualitative leap overnight. In this case, there will be many more lives that can reach the 10,000-year world and perhaps even the Celestial Islands continent. You must board the ship of Lifechanyuan in your heart, but not in your body, name, or symbol. If your name is on the ship's manifest but your heart is not on board, then you will not board the ship. In such a case, you should not complain about having been cheated by the ship because you will have cheated yourself. You never really boarded this ship. It could be said that you are seemingly on board the ship but are actually still on the shore. You are waiting to see, watching the wind direction, weighing pros and cons, and choosing your plan. The ship of Lifechanyuan will reach its destination on time according to the universe's life adjustment schedule. No matter how many lives will be on board the ship, whether there are millions or 0, this ship has to sail from the human world to heaven according to its schedule and program. To all those who want to go to heaven to escape the world's catastrophe, the ship of Lifechanyuan is at your door to pick you up. Whether you take it or not depends on your own will. You cannot blame any gods or deities, and there is no reason for you to cry or complain outside the pearly gates of heaven. Those who are waiting for another birth of the Buddha or the second coming of Jesus should reconsider. What kind of Buddha or Jesus are you waiting for? Will you see them with your eyes or with your heart? Understand them with your brain or with your heart? And will you express your joy with your mouth or with your heart? In short, the ship of life has been to the earth and has passed your door.
生命禅院自白上帝面前人人平等。
Confessions of Lifechanyuan. Everyone is equal before the greatest creator. Xiefeng and Translation edited by Kayer. care. The psychic energy of the greatest creator is Tao, and it treats everyone and everything equally without giving preference to any individuals or species. Whether individuals succeed in their careers, whether families are harmonious and happy, whether countries are prosperous, and whether people are peaceful and tranquil all depend on whether we follow Tao's operation. If one follows it, they will prosper, otherwise they will perish. Blessing or bane, it is all up to them. There are no gates to fortune or misfortune. Your karma is yours. Lifechanyuan was born at the end of the 5th year of the sun and is the last call from gods and Buddhas to people. Lifechanyuan believes that the greatest creator dominates the universe, that gods and Buddhas are messengers of the greatest creator, and that humans are these gods and Buddhas' favorite children. The universe and life are one. They coexist, and neither can exist without the other. The greatest creator has laid out 36 mazes throughout the vast universe, and everyone's life can have an infinitely beautiful future. Innocent Christians have the 1,000-year world. Taoists with high morals have the 10,000-year world. And Buddhists who reach the non-form state can enter into the Elysium world directly. Whether one can enter the upper life space or not depends on whether they can decode the greatest creator's mazes. The differences between people does not lie in their levels of status and wealth, but in their spiritual purity. The greater their purity, the truer their belief and the more developed their thinking will be. The lesser their purity, the falser their belief and the more obsessed their thinking will be. In human society, the spirituality of celestial beings, saints, sages, and philosophers is pure and high, and they are the people with the greatest wisdom. People have to possess 3 minimum conditions to survive in this world: to love the greatest creator, to love nature, to love each other. Without these 3 conditions, people are not qualified to live in the homeland created by the greatest creator. Lifechanyuan believes firmly that most people are currently clinging onto the edge of a cliff and may fall into an abyss at any unguarded moment. These people need to understand their purpose for existing on the earth, where they are from, and where they want to go. It took billions of years for the greatest creator, gods, and Buddhas to create such a beautiful homeland for us, and since then, there have been many people and civilizations on the earth. However, since people have succeeded in making this homeland filthy in just a few thousand years, the greatest creator has sent messengers to us in order to enlighten us repeatedly, but most people are still obsessive and ignorant of the greatest creator. People's wisdom was originally sufficient to manage themselves. However, more and more people have become ignorant of the greatest creator, lost their connections with nature, and made a mess of our world. More than that, people have adopted hostile attitudes toward each other, fought with each other, and even killed each other. They fight covertly and overtly even among brothers and sisters, friends and neighbors, colleagues and classmates, husbands and wives, and parents and children. Current human civilization is heading for destruction. It is necessary for them to reflect thoroughly on their future. Lifechanyuan has sounded the alarm for humankind in a way that is a lively concerto for some but a death dirge for others. Whether one hears light music or mourning depends entirely on their spirituality. Lifechanyuan also believes that no natural or ecological disasters are caused by the greatest creator, gods, or Buddhas, but rather by people's bad consciousnesses and conduct. The illnesses of people's bodies are not caused by nature but by the imperfections of their minds and spirits. The problems of ecological collapses are not simply systemic but also problems of humanity and spirituality. The many dilemmas and natural and man-made disasters that humankind currently faces can only be understood from the perspective of humanity and spirituality. There are differences in spirituality among people. The deeper their involvement in secular society becomes, the easier it is for their spirituality to be deceived. One can easily go astray if they practice blindly instead of following the great Tao. Lifechanyuan is the spiritual homeland of human beings. It comes to the world with the heart of Christ and Bodhisattva, and the great love and compassion of the greatest creator, gods, and Buddhas in order to spread the way of the greatest creator. This homeland contains the wisdom of mankind, spreads its hope, and is willing to become the mind relay station for everyone, leading to a beautiful future. Lifechanyuan also purports that people are currently faced with much confusion and many insoluble puzzles of life and the universe. Neither science nor religion can provide anyone with complete answers. Christianity understands the source of life but cannot see the ocean to where it flows. Buddhism knows the ocean to where life flows, but not its source. People in religious circles have spiritual perception but often lack rationality. People in scientific circles have rationality but often lack spiritual perception. Only those with great wisdom have both spiritual perception and rationality. Among humans, only celestial beings, saints, sages, and wise people have both spiritual perception and rationality. These are people of great wisdom who understand that the microworld and the macrouniverse each lead to each other. The acmes of the microworld exist neither in the form of elementary particles nor in those of strings or superstrings, but operate in the form of the non-material. Therefore, they are people who can perceive the greatest creator in the depths of the microworld. As a result, in the human world, only celestial beings, saints, sages, and wise people know both the source of life and the ocean to where it flows. Lifechanyuan believes that autocratic dictatorships are disastrous for civil society, but that liberal democracies are not cure-alls either. It is only by following the way of the greatest creator that people can bid farewell to hunger, illness, plagues, crime, natural disasters, violence, and wars, and ensure forever that mankind will move toward natural harmony, peace, freedom, health, and happiness. It is only this system that can see that mankind manages themselves and the existing planet which they depend on well, including the Earth's environment and all lives on it, and to realize the harmony among people and between people and nature in order to know that we will all have bright futures. Lifechanyuan believes that everyone's present is caused by their past, and it will only be when we understand this that we will enjoy peace and wisdom, will stop blaming heaven and earth, society, and others, and will find directions to the right path. In order to have beautiful and happy futures, we need to think calmly and never vent hatred without any reason or show ignorance and shallowness for the sake of temporary gains, losses, self-interests, and grievances. In order for people to enjoy beautiful and happy futures, we need to build true faith, side. All roots of evil and illness today are the results of our lacking real faith. We have yet to establish the highest of all goals, the highest of all principles, the highest of all faiths, or the ultimate of all standards. Without an ultimate goal, how do we choose any specific way of life? Without a highest principle, how do we set up a specific principle and stick to it without turning back? Without a highest belief and an ultimate standard, how do we judge, think, and act? Without any of these, how could our lives not be blind, empty, and absurd? For a happy future, we need to cast a new kind of humanity.
D.H. Laurence advocated.
In order to survive, we need to work together to integrate all human cognitions into a whole. We must work hard to combine all knowledge and all languages into a huge and refreshing symphony. All humanity must be cast into the furnace so as to obtain a new humanity, remembering that our collective needs are not personal ones, not the needs of any of us. What we need is not the honor or self-satisfaction, but a huge driving force of one mind from which we can create a great society and a free nation that includes individual freedoms. Individuals cannot create new nations. Those things depend on all of us. To achieve this goal, we must join hands and work together. At that time, more people will use their hands to break free from their shackles until all their chains are broken. In order for humankind to have a beautiful and happy future, we must give up our prejudices and obsessions, extinguish our flames of jealousy, selfishness, anger, and hatred, and illuminate the beacons of sincerity, bravery, benevolence, and generosity in our hearts. We must open our minds, escape from our fogs, make new friends, accommodate new consciousnesses, spread new ideas, and embrace new lives. Lifechanyuan believes that people are on the eve of a great change, unseen in 1,000 years. An era of turmoil, one of great changes and great transitions, one calling for sages and wise people, and one of exploring and pursuing infinite space and time. The clouds in the sky do not come from nowhere, and Lifechanyuan has not come from nothingness. The birth of Lifechanyuan is a demonstration of the universe's mysteries and secrets, and is an inevitable development of spirituality and wisdom. People must believe in the greatest creator, revere gods and Buddha, and respect all life, whether they be celestial beings, saints, sages, wise persons, ordinary laity, dull persons, emperors, commoners, those who are elite or popular, whether they are rich, poor, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Taoist, Jehovah's Witness, Falun Gong, Krishna Consciousness Movement, Communist Party members, free people or prisoners, people or livestock, birds, animals, fish, insects, flowers, plants, or whatever, they must all be respected and cherished. The great